People like to be like, oh, Jake, like, you're gonna die because he's a black belt. Like, cool. I don't give a I'm a fighter. I will knock his out with a left hook.
Okay, so more news about this Jake Paul situation. This man has completely lost his mind. I cannot pinpoint this dude. I've talked to Logan. The funny thing is I actually talked to Jake yesterday, but this is before I actually, my mistake, watched his video where he calls me out, doesn't call me out.
Anyways, next on the list is Sensei. I didn't necessarily call him out. He thinks I like directly called him out. I was kind of just listing my opponents and who they were.
So first he says that he didn't really call me out, but he was just listing the potential opponents. I made a comment to him and Logan saying yesterday, like, bro, why don't you choose a fighter and start building your own narrative? Like, your fans would get behind you if you're actually deciding to fight someone you want to fight. You saying, oh, I'll fight whoever, or I don't want to fight this guy, is the worst promotion you could ever do. When a fighter says, I'll fight anyone, give me anybody. Like, in terms of just building hype and selling a fight. So I'm just confused because he said he doesn't want to fight Gib, then he puts Gib on the list, and then he has Jeff and Soulja Boy, and then he goes, man, do you not know what hype is? It's gonna get like hella people talking about it. And I'm just like, yeah, but the whole point is to show Eddie that you're taking this serious, and putting Soulja Boy or Jeff on it doesn't really show you're taking it serious. Eddie clearly said he doesn't want people who haven't like fought before, and he says he wants to fight me and he's down, and I know he's trying to back himself because obviously he read the comments of all of you guys saying that he would get destroyed, and he's trying to defend himself in that case.
Again, I read through the comments and everyone was like, oh, like, Jake, bro, like, pick a better way to die. Oh my god, Jake Paul's gonna get...
So before I detail what he said about me, generally he said that he's faster and stronger, but that he believes he can hit harder, all that stuff. It's just that I have more experience than him. Pretty much saying I'm not that good of a fighter. But then says that Fusi is really strong because he knocked out Alex Wasabi. I personally think that he wants to fight Fusi. And I think he's trying to, you know, prop up Fusi and say, look, he knocked out Alex Wasabi, he's a strong dude, etc. He's trying to prop him so that he can get him as an opponent. Which right now, this is a public service announcement to Jake Paul. Never have I ever fought someone that I didn't like. Jake Paul will be the first one. At this point, I would really hope for your sake that it's not me. Because if I get Jake, I will do everything I can to knock him out. And I won't fight emotional, I'll fight methodical, but I will fight this one with the sole intention of hurting him. At this point, I can't tell if he's just trying to sell the fight and he's just blowing smoke and he's trying to create narrative. But then again, I'm not sure because he's not even doing a really good job of that. But as you know, I'm very transparent and I'm very objective about my fights and me as a fighter. I put, when I lose out there, I put where I have trouble, I put my strengths, everything. But today I'm gonna give you even more insight. So number one, he brings up that me and him were the only people that have TKO finishes on the night.
Only 2 people on the last fight got TKOs. That was me and Sensei.
Deji's team threw in the towel. It was Deji's first fight. He was clearly gassed. He did not have combative experience. He'd been training for months, okay? Not even a whole year. Coming to find out, Jake Paul has been training for a few years. So you would say that he had more strength, more speed, more size, more experience, more skill than Deji. And yet, Deji still won the crowd because of his heart and his will. And during the fight, I still think that Deji's style didn't suit him. So I thought if he fought a better style, he could have really hurt Jake and dropped him. Seeing that you got a bloody nose and you were getting lit up at times, and you had a hard time hurting Deji. You had a hard time landing power shots. For all of that muscle and weight and 320 pounds or whatever bench press, one of the issues that Jake has is that he doesn't have any snap on his punches. And I'm not saying this from watching him hit mitts or hit the bag, I'm saying it from watching his fight with Deji. Now, yes, my fight was 3 rounds, and I did finish PJ with a left hook to the body in the 3rd round. But let me tell you something. PJ is a friend of mine. I had other opponents set up. They did not agree, and PJ was the only person to step up. When the fight started, I could tell he was anxious, and I wanted to feel him out. I know he's still a strong dude, so I wanted, you know, just to see where he was at before we started boxing. And very quickly I realized I'm gonna be able to knock him out in the 3rd round with the liver shot. Not sure if you know this, but I predicted it before the fight because I planned to make it in the 3rd round. I wanted it the first 2 rounds to get a feel and just get some work in, and then the 3rd round, go for the finish. If you could tell in that last sequence when I went for the body, I was only going for the body. I'm not sure if you can tell the difference between the punches earlier in the fight and the punches at the last 15 seconds of the fight. They were a lot harder, and I was actually throwing power punches for the first time in the fight. If I landed one of those to the head, PJ, oh my god, he would have been knocked out. All the other punches I threw in the first 2 rounds, there was no power on them whatsoever. That was on purpose. And I think a lot of you realize that. If you don't, then now you know that. There was one right hand that I threw with some pop, and when I landed it, I backed up because I knew it hurt him, and you could tell his eye got swollen from it and obviously got popped from it. It was the right hand. You don't see him mentioning that one, do you? And Deji I love. Deji I love like a brother. So that's why I can say this. But I went to go help Deji to prepare him. There's literally sparring footage of Deji and I, and then you can look at Jake's fight with Deji. I was so proud of Deji for the performance that he put on. But Jake, you were the one that you were saying that you were gonna knock him out, that Deji didn't know how to fight, that he's not gonna have enough time and all this stuff. And he proved everybody wrong. Okay, now to the next thing. You bring up my last kickboxing fight. Yes, in which I did get gassed. Definitely. Why? Because the dude landed solid punches and was effectively landing strikes on me and zapping my energy, because when you get hit for real, it makes a big difference. And I took it against somebody who was, I believe, 10-1. Yes, 10-1 as an amateur kickboxer. Real amateur kickboxing. And was 3-0, okay, as a professional kickboxer. And he was a weight class above. When they asked me, do you want the guy? I said, I'll take him. I'll fight anybody, because I wanted to be on the card and I wanted the experience. And to be honest, even if I was more active and my cardio was better and I was more prepared for a professional bout like that, I'm not sure I would have won, because he still had a tremendous amount of experience. He chained combination well, and he was really strong. And by strong, I mean he can hit hard. When I got TKO'd, it was a left body kick. It was not a left punch. It was a rear leg roundhouse kick straight to my ribs. And those are a lot harder to take than a left hook to the body. And then he references his left hook that he landed on Deji.
First punch that I threw on Deji that landed was a left hook. Almost knocked him out in the first 13 seconds.
As the left hook that he knocked me out in. So you're telling me you caught Deji with a left hook, you didn't knock Deji down, but you're not gonna knock me out with it? It literally doesn't make any sense. If maybe you knocked Deji out, then maybe you could say that, oh, I'm gonna land the same one on you. But I was more confused when he's saying this. I'm like, you know, there's footage out there of me and Deji working, and there's plenty of sparring footage, so if you actually dig, you can see the difference. And even if you just watch my last fight, the pro kickboxing fight, it wasn't so much about cardio, it was I was hurt. I got kicked in the head too. I remember seeing I was rocked when I got kicked in the head. And that was my first professional kickboxing fight. So a couple more rounds of experience, going 5 rounds with 3 minutes. But I'm pretty sure my 3-minute rounds of professional kickboxing against an experienced professional kickboxer is a lot different. But I can let you guys decide that one. So then he also says that he's stronger and faster and a better fighter, but I just have more in the ring experience. Yes, I do have more experience in the ring, like as in fighting, but vertical leap and bench press does not translate to punching power whatsoever, and punch speed.
That I have a 36-inch vertical, can bench press 325 pounds.
I can't tell if he's blowing smoke or not, but I'm not sure if he actually thinks that he punches harder and punches faster than me. I'm really confused, because he just did some sparring, and I just did some sparring against a world-class opponent, and I haven't sparred in a while. And yeah, he beat me up, but he did. But it wasn't like I was just sparring someone who clearly doesn't know how to box. So I don't know what to make of this. To be honest, I think he wants to fight Fusi. He had nothing negative to say about him, nor do I, but he admits that he wasn't calling me out, just subtly putting me on the list of opponents. But to be honest, I do think Jake is athletic. Of course, he's an athlete. He did compete in wrestling. I've always said that. You can watch my videos prior to. I always thought that he'd be very good in MMA because of Logan and Jake's wrestling background. I think people would think I would kill him in one punch. I think it would take a bit more than that. But at this point, I just think he's bluffing. The way that he's setting this up, talking about Soulja Boy, adding Jeff in there, kind of saying that he wants to fight Gib, but reluctantly, and then highlighting Fusi with Alex Wasabi. I feel like he's putting that way because you could easily flip it and he could say, man, look at Gib, look how aggressive he is and look at his cardio. You can say, with me, look at the fact that I have a knockout in MMA. I do have 2 wins in amateur kickboxing. I went unanimous decision. You can look at my sparring with Deji. You can look at my sparring with KSI. You can look at my sparring with Vidal. Or he could have tried to put down Alex Wasabi like people have and say, but Alex is so much smaller, it doesn't mean much that Fusi did that. So he's clearly painting it in a way that benefits the thing that he wants, which makes sense. But I just had to clear this up because the man really said he would knock me out with a left hook. But this right here, you're telling me I get to fight Jake Paul? I just came off fighting a professional kickboxer, that I'm not going to fight an experienced fighter, I'm going to fight this guy? I don't know. Jake told me he's going to be checking the polls this evening, and then he'll be going from there, and then it's still up in the air with Eddie, and he's trying to figure all that out. Hopefully this all gets settled soon, whoever gets it. To be honest, this is getting a bit of annoying. It's a bit of a circus at this point. And regardless whether I'm the opponent or not, I hope we get to spar one day. I'm definitely going to spar Logan, so we're definitely going to cross paths. And maybe he'll say he was just trying to sell the fight or whatever. I mean, I don't really care. We're going to have to lace him up at some point. So I really hope that one day I get to give you guys Sensei versus Jake Paul and Sensei versus Logan Paul, whether it's for in a fight or sparring. We'll make it happen. Comment below what you think Jake's angle is and what you actually think he wants to do. And leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Oos! Left hook? Really, Jake?